So I recall getting up around 3:30 in the afternoon today. Actually, I think it was around 3:15 in the afternoon. And since around 4 p.m. tends to be the sort of cutoff before the sun starts setting considerably, I pretty much immediately made the decision to walk to Wegmans as soon as I got up. I made the decision to wear the same wool cap that I once wore at the Italian restaurant Grandpa Sam's. Which was enough to protect my ears from the low 30s in Fahrenheit and moderately snowing weather that it was outside. I think it snowed harder on the way back than it did on my initial trip to Wegmans. It was pretty cold. Recently, Mom had filled the white plastic garbage bag with containers and put it in the garage, so I got it from the garage and then went out the front door. I wore my rainbow tie-dye Crocs without any socks, though I think the next time around I may wear some boots or at least some sneakers in order to have something with some more tread. There's not many double days left, but they're pretty good. I made $1.65, or actually that's the amount I got back from the deposit returns. I wore a moderately heavy t-shirt with a basic flannel jacket. though I kept the jacket open. So that might explain why my chest was pretty cold by the time I got back home. I kept this hand, the hand that I carried the bag with this arm primarily, and I kept this hand protected by keeping it covered within a sleeve of the flannel jacket. Excuse me. And I kept this hand protected by keeping it in one of my zippable pants pockets. This alone was enough to protect my hands. Though there was one point in which I had to rub my nose in order to keep it warm enough throughout the walk. Later on, around 6 p.m., Johnny drove Mom and I to a Dirty 30 birthday party. As such, there was a phallus piñata, as well as balloons that were similarly shaped. And at one point there was a party game called Pin the Junk on the Hunk, which I participated in. But despite my best attempts at trying to memorize where to pin prior to being blindfolded, I didn't do very well. I think I did pretty good vertically, but horizontally, not so much. I kind of missed it. Far right. Missed it a lot to the right. In that direction, that's what I think. I think that direction is right. I sang a total of 3 karaoke songs. While at the party, first I warmed up with Still Loving You by the Scorpions. Then I sang one of my signature favorites, Suddenly Seymour by Ashman Howard. And then lastly, I sang Sweet Child O' Mine by Guns N' Roses. And for that last song, I tend to start off with my normal singing voice, then gradually go more high pitch. With me going as high as I possibly can on that last mine. In the song. Someone, I think it was their son, they prepared some kind of happy birthday video that seemed to be muted for the birthday girl. It featured birthday themed clips of the Minions, and other assorted things. There were also Christmas decorations at this Dirty 30 birthday party. And these Christmas decorations extended out to the front yard. With images of Santa that lit up and other things that lit up. It ultimately got Mom thinking of getting a tree and setting one up. On our way back from the party, it lasted about a handful of hours. After the pinning event, there was another event in which people would dance with the person whose birthday it was today. While that person sat at a chair. Seemed like there were a handful of participants, so I decided not to join. There was a point in which the Phallus Pinata was bursted open by being hit with the stick. Though it took quite a few hits in order to burst that pinata open. So much so that partygoers remarked about it being indestructible. It was eventually burst open, and inside the pinata were bottles of liquor, I think some dum-dums. But the only thing I ended up being interested in was what ended up being a king-size pack of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. It was a pack of 4 regular-sized Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, and what attracted me was its unique shape and size when compared to all of the smaller dum-dums and liquor bottles. When I asked, apparently the Phallus Pinata was, which was pink, by the way, it was got from the mall. Sears, if I recall correctly. For my first drink, Mom got me a cranberry vodka. Then I had something with pineapple juice and some kind of liquor in it. And between that, I had a come and screw shot. And for the last drink, I had a lemon drop shot, in which you're supposed to bite the lemon slice before drinking the actual shot. Based on what I recalled, I wasn't really too comfortable with taking a picture of that red Solo cup that had my name on it, black Sharpie marker, because the straws we were given were phallus shaped, and balls were included on the straw's design. And below the head you could see veins on the plastic surface of the straw. There was a point in which the pizza came. I think that was relatively early on. I brought over a block of styrofoam and plenty of Sharpie markers, but an idea never ended up coming to me. A lot of different things kind of went on. I kind of wanted to focus on being active in the party, since it's not that often that we go to these party events. So it's kind of a special occasion. I was planning on uploading the 99th Dan Hamming by midnight. But that was before Mom reminded me of this Dirty 30 party, so I'm glad she remembered since I ended up forgetting about it. I'm currently here in regards to research, the research tree. And I'm currently here in regards to building the Shrine of the Shroomy Shrooms, ancient wonder within my city. Most likely I'll end up putting it here. There were 2 sheet pizzas. I avoided the mushroom one like the plague. Instead ended up having a total of 5 pieces, the majority of them with crust, throughout the party. There was a golden furred dog that was among us throughout the party. I didn't give any crust like that. And at one point I had to guard Mom's pieces of mushroom pizza from that dog. Which I did by moving that paper plate around and petting the dog, but I pet the dog throughout the party at some points. The dog seemed to be pretty mellow, at least relatively compared to other dogs I've encountered, where they tend to jump at you when you first get there, when they first see you. I think that dog, Tito, seemed pretty excited when they first saw me or Mom, but after that, they seemed more mellow. After the pizza, there was a chocolate cake with primarily white frosting and some kind of floral design with "Happy Birthday, insert name here" text, of which I only had 1 piece. Since I think it was a dry frosting variety cake, if I recall correctly. None of that Cool Whip frosting, of which that variety of cake tends to be pretty sweet and dry for me, so I tend not to like it as much as a cake with Cool Whip frosting. And a cake with Cool Whip frosting I don't think I like as much as an ice cream cake, but I don't think it's that common to see an ice cream cake at parties, because ice cream cakes have a tendency to melt. Yeah, I thanked Mom for bringing me there. Thanked Johnny for driving, at least. That's what I would call. Either way, I was definitely grateful to get an opportunity to attend a birthday party. I had a pretty good time.